I'm going to start with a quote. Sadhguru, intelligent ones wander. Idiots are dead sure. So, 5D mystics are people who love being a human being. They believe in our species. I should spell this one out. We do not believe in the devil or evil or demons. We know that everyone can be an integrated brain and a restorative embodied self. And I'm going to keep it straightforward today. We bring human science stuff. I'm pseudoscience lady though, because I'm not empirically a researcher and any of that, but I get trauma informed. Thank you to the lovely online courses from great trauma experts. So on that note, solo poly, my lovely polysecure or polyamory community. I'm also fond of sharing the difference between polysecure versus somebody who's not yet secure. And today we're going to talk about a little bit of that. And I'm trying to ensure I begin with what a 5D mystic is, because yes, we have clairs, but we don't have to reclaim our power back the same way 4D do. And unfortunately, when I see 4D, I see the adaptive child and I see them using the anger when they say with their clairs that they know everything, energy vampires, and then they're like basically in a specific state where they don't actually have anything to do with consciousness. They're in a upset mood and they are now with the automatic thinking that comes from the anger, which is a basic emotion. And as I've been learning here, that way you guys can, or gals or theys, you can read it yourself. There's what is called automatic thoughts. They pop up, but because you're angry, they're not going to actually be anywhere near reality. And in fact, you're trying to hurt people. So for example, I was a teenager when I had my teenage boyfriend who cheated on me. I never said like, oh, now that you did this, I don't trust you anymore. Just an example. No, I said, okay, let's talk about it. No, we talked about it. We cleared the air. And actually what I said is, don't you think that anything's going to change? I mean, okay, you made a choice. It would have been better, obviously, if you had told me or not done it. But hey, here's where, if I had had polyamory back then, I would have been like, you know what? I think we should do polyamory because I think that that one will fit us better. Consensual non-monogamy. Very straightforward. In fact, with twin flames, soulmates, you know, loving more than one person, platonic, romantic. It's not in any way, shape, or form sexual. That's actually where the options are different. I'm a gray A personally. Some are completely asexual. Others, instead, they choose polygamy. We're not in the Middle Ages or the medieval times. 5D people, that is. So, again, the 4D, when they talk about soul contracts, energy vampires, it's really not 5D. And it has nothing to do with Purusha Prakriti, or with consciousness. They might have clairs. That's because they tap into a field that is consciousness, but they do actually stay in a bandwidth of duality, which means they stay, adaptive child emotionally. So they don't have the basic emotions in their peripheral view, the right brain stuff when it comes up, because our right brain is our sensations, images, thoughts, feelings. So if you have mind sight and you're a differentiated self, which is what a 5D mystic will be in. I raise my hand. I'm a love cycle button though. I didn't have shame. I didn't get shamed for my 2-year-old awful tone that my mother still has to hear. Like I actually still, I'm 43, I get yelled at about it, but I'm still being allowed to work on it. Just saying. So yes, oh, by the way, when people balk at children who have a nice, happy life, it's a red flag. Thank you, Patrick Tiahan, who is a childhood trauma survivor, now a therapist, who talks about how the adaptive child will come out of a person that didn't have a good childhood, meaning they were not in a child-centric environment. So balking, which is something I've seen people do when they see a compassionate person like me, and especially being a mystic, I can feel them feeling grossed out. Others get all angry and very venomous inside their body, and they like start thinking things of how dare you call all human beings special. It's only some of us that are special. So, you know, the solo poly, it's a reason it's solo. I know what I like and don't like. I don't like people that insult my species. I'm a human. The 4D people, they keep telling me I'm from some spaceship from somewhere. And I laugh with them. I'm like, well, I have a body. I don't know. If you can prove it, hey, go for it. Prove whatever you're saying. But in the meantime, I'm going to use science in a good way. Not like the flat earthers who they could use their genius brains to do so much. And I'm like, wow. Because when I have to retain data, I'm awful at it. And these engineers and mind blows. And they're using it to try and prove something that was already proven, which is the world is round, not flat. And yet they're together as a group. Because one of our human drives is belonging. And they feel safe together. And they're different. And remember, what is a child that does not, and again, let me be respectful. The people who take their trauma seriously, as Patrick Tiahan points out in his memes for his community, if you wake up and in the shower you're talking about you're going to beat up whatever, whoever, because if they look at you one more time weird, that is a red flag. Now, some people, they want to stay in the emotional spectrum of anger, because they watch enough movies that make it look cool and they want to be with the ancients. They don't want to be compassionate. They don't want to be with the 2023 year. And the trauma informed from good educators of compassion is BS because they don't like it. Because they don't like that it makes, I don't know. I don't know, because what I think is they don't know what it means to be in a restorative embodied self yet. They don't know heaven in the body. I do. And other people do. And they balk at us when they see us being all, or they get into weaponizing, quote unquote, because see, when you're not angry, but you're using left and right, and you're mystic, you're like, okay, this tone is something, what's the matter? No, sometimes you don't get the chance. So it's called social, political correctness. Some people, they don't know how to actually be in their power. Direct communication. What's up? Like Sadhguru says, true friendship. You can say to your face, to each other's face, you're a shit, ha ha ha, let's hug it out, and actually mean it for the rest of your life though, in all situations, which means anything. So again, back to my lovely teenage boyfriend years, the cheating didn't end the relationship. It was a beautiful 3 years, and actually to this day, we're family friends. And with the lastest of the people that I got to get cheated on, quote unquote, because, I was a kid, he was a kid. To me, it's only normal. And what do you do when you fall in love? Well, some people fight for what they want, but they don't necessarily do it in the way that they could do it, which would be, I think we should have an open relationship. Lo and behold, this is very straightforward, to speak your mind and your thoughts. I was thinking, there's no excuse. No, because I actually spoke to, I had an open relationship. It was easy for me. And I was, 20-ish, 21. 21. And then when we revisited it and we said, they said, I didn't like it. I mean, I actually didn't know that you meant it seriously. I'm like, do you think I speak out of my butt? Because I don't speak out of my butt. I told you directly to your face. I said, this is not negotiable. I don't know where you thought that it was. So we mean what we say, but we don't say it with anger. That's why we mean it. When you're angry, you say things to hurt people. Compassionately speaking, you speak. It's not necessarily to help, but you're not lying. So we don't make major decisions when we are in the grips of strong emotions, unlike those who get into their adaptive child, which is where, though, there's structural dissociation. So serious talk. Insecure attachment styles means they're not yet mature. They're not yet connected to the basic emotions in a way that they can use their words and they can tell you what they're feeling. That's why we have good mindful relationship therapists. So for 5D mystics, though, we don't need to reclaim our power. Our power is called compassion beyond a reason. And when we get balked at, or people are in their venomous state, when we get the illumined within their own light mindset, one focused, one point mindset, the butterfly scattered mindset, dull mindset, or disturbed, the monkey mindset, we don't say, hey, what are you doing with your brain while you're engaging with us? No, we're like, okay, look, hi, bye, which one? So a solo poly or polyamory or monogamy person, a functional adult human being, knows how to grow their relationships by being direct. It means we don't hide and we don't filter. Sometimes people don't like that, which is why when they go to weaponize, again, their words with psych education, and then they use words of people who get diagnosed, they're like, I'm so sorry that this is what you're turning to, but I understand you don't like what I'm saying. Do we want to stay friends? If they say yes, then we learn how to communicate in a language, functional adult love language. We talk all about it in the episode, so Tune on in, my 5D mystics in the Enlightenment Soul Age group. Mwah.